Right, well this is a short little clip just to show you how the beer from an empty can trick works. Now, what we need, is just a few things we need. Obviously we need a full can of beer. This hasn't been popped, it's a full can. We need a pair of scissors, a sharp implement of some description. I've got a Phillips head screwdriver here, just a piece of plain paper and a permanent marker. I've got a little Sharpie on my key ring here. Now, to start with, what we need to do is, on the top of the can, on the ring pull, as we lift this tab, this little oval shape will pop and go into the can. I'm sure I don't need to tell you that, you know how cans work. So we're going to end up with a little oval hole here. Now, what we need to do is take our permanent marker and we need to colour in a small block of black here on the paper. And then we need to cut out an oval shape. And we need to try and make it as close to the shape that will be left when we pop the can. So if you can see that there, I've cut out an oval. Well, actually, that's not very good. Let's tidy that up, trim that up a little bit. Obviously, we need to make it look as realistic as possible. So we'll just trim that and make that as round and oval as we can get. And we'll just trial fit that. If we just sit it underneath the lip on the can, hopefully, if we've cut it the right shape and the right size, I hope you can see now that that looks like that can has been popped, and it looks from your perspective that you are looking into an empty open can. Now we'll just remove that for the moment because we don't want to get it wet, so we'll just put that aside. Now the next step is where the ring pull is, where the hole will appear when you pop the can. We need that oval hole to be towards the bottom of the can, down onto the table. So then totally opposite that, up here on the side of the can, we can pop a hole. So if we come down an inch or so from the top of the can, making sure that we are totally opposite the open or to be open hole, and we one sharp stab, we put a hole in the can. You know, we're going to get a bit of a mess here. Let's have a little sip of this. Now we need to get rid of some of this beer out of this can, so we'll just upend it there and we'll squeeze. We'll squeeze the can, we'll squeeze some of the beer out. About a third of the beer comes out. Like so. Now we're going to get a bit of a mess when we do this, so be prepared for that. In fact, I'll grab a bit of tissue here, get that mopped up. Right, so what we have now is we've got a can that looks squished. It looks like somebody has drunk it, emptied it, and squashed the can. But it is still sealed. So what we now need to do is take our little black oval that we made, pop that over the ring pull there. So now I hope you'll agree that that looks like a squashed can that has been opened, and now we are ready to perform our trick. Now I've seen somebody prepare this and then leave this prepared can on the top of a rubbish bin, and he's walked into the room, pulled what appears to be an empty can out of the bin, and in front of the party guests has proceeded to produce beer, which is actually quite impressive. So there we are, we're ready to perform the trick. When we lay the can down, obviously we need to make sure that we put the hole that we made uppermost, otherwise we'll just end up with beer all over the table. And we can leave that lying around ready to perform our trick. To perform the trick, we simply pick up the can, making sure that we put our thumb over the hole that we made here, and we can show the can is squashed, we can show the can is empty, we can even turn the can upside down to prove that it's empty, we can see that it's open, and we can again just show it about, show that it is squashed. But as we're doing so, we're shaking up that beer that's in the can there. Now, I don't know if you can see that, but the frothing up of the beer is making gas, and that gas is actually reforming that can, and it's making a pretty good job of turning that can back into a fairly round shape. But the can is still open. So with just your magic fingers, you can come in there and you can, with not much effort, you can re-seal the can. All you've done, in fact, is remove that piece of paper. That can then be palmed away. You now have a re-sealed can that you can, in front of your audience, you can now properly pop that can and pour out your beer from what appeared to be an empty can. Have a go, practice and enjoy, and amaze your friends.